It was a cold morning in December when Richard finally reached Lubbock. He still had plenty of time before his next train arrived at the station, so he thought he might as well use his spare time to go sightseeing. As he wandered along the dusty streets, he listened to the chatter of the ranchers and the farmers as they discussed their cattle and crops. Each of the small wooden houses he walked past had its own windmill, revolving lazily in the slight breeze.
Gosh, it's cold here. I thought Texas was supposed to be warm. Wow. Look at the mist above the river. It's like a winter wonderland.
The train left Lubbock and continued west. Richard ate his dinner in the dining car, a hearty beef stew, and thought about his destination, Marfa, Texas, a small but thriving desert town surrounded by mountains.
When I get to Marfa, I'll finally see Danny DaCosta's mansion with my own eyes. I wonder what he'll be like.
Richard knew all of the stories from this part of the country, tales that made his heart race of bloodthirsty monsters and werewolves and witches. The train wound through the mountains and across deserts, and the vast, cold beauty of the sights outside his window made him feel like he'd left the earth behind and was instead traveling through a different land altogether, some mysterious, ancient, magical place. As he reached Marfa, he got off the train. He looked around the platform, wide-eyed. There were men in sharp suits checking the time on gold pocket watches, beautiful women in beautiful dresses. He left the train station, hired a horse and carriage, and set off to find somewhere to spend the night.
It feels like a fairyland here. Who would spread such awful rumors about such a beautiful place? Oh, there's Sarah's Inn. Danny's note told me I shouldn't lodge anywhere else. A driver, stop here, please.
Sarah's Inn was an old building, but well-to-do. Clearly somewhere for guests with money. As Richard stepped off the carriage, an old woman, wrinkled and hunched, approached him.
Howdy, sir. Welcome to our little town.
Hello, I'm Richard. I've come to...
Oh, we've been expecting you. Come on inside out of the cold. I'll take you to your room. I'm sure you'll want to wash up after your trip. I've got hot water and towels, and you let me know if you need anything else. Oh, and I got a letter for you. Here you go.
The old woman handed Richard an envelope, then retreated down the hall. Richard entered his room, threw himself onto the bed with a sigh, and tore open the letter.
Ah, that's better. I am so tired after that long trip. Let's see. December 4th. A hearty welcome to you, my dear friend. I've been eager to finally meet you. Tomorrow at 3, my servants will be waiting at the edge of the desert to take you to Valle de Sombra. I'm sure you will enjoy your trip. Awaiting your arrival, your friend, Danny DaCosta.
Exhausted from his trip, Richard slept like a baby that night. Once he had had his breakfast the next morning, he took out his diary, as was his habit, to record the events of his journey so far. When he next looked up, it was past lunchtime. It was time to proceed and to begin to pack his bags for the next phase of his journey.
Excuse me, how much do I owe you for the room?
Why, you don't owe me nothing at all. Whatever fella sent the letter also sent money for the room and for a carriage. It ought to be arriving soon. Where are you heading?
To Valle de Sombra.
Upon hearing his destination, the old woman's face went white with terror.
What's wrong? Are you all right? You look ill.
It was as if the old woman's lips had been sewn together, She shook her head, mute with terror. Just then, the carriage pulled up to the inn. The driver took his bag and tossed it in the luggage compartment. As Richard prepared to climb into the carriage, the old woman suddenly sprinted toward him.
Please, for God's sake, don't go to that awful place. You're so young. There ain't no reason to throw your life away. For all that's holy, stay away from there.
What do you mean? What's so awful about it?
Pray you ain't got a reason to find out. For the love of all that's holy, stay out of the desert. Or if you gotta go, then wait a day or two. Just wait. Just wait.
Why? What happens today?
It's not today you gotta fear. It's tonight. Tonight's a full moon. Don't you know what happens on a full moon? Evil spirits come out when the clock strikes midnight. And heaven help anyone they get their claws into.
Richard tried to understand what she was saying, but the carriage driver whistled impatiently. Richard smiled at her, apologetic, and turned away. He climbed into the carriage, which began to drive, leaving the inn and the old woman behind. Richard looked back and saw the old woman wringing her hands, begging him not to go.
Please, don't go. Please, stay away from the house of Jesus.
As the carriage pulled away, Richard saw the old woman fall to her knees. He felt a twinge of fear at her words, but he had a job to do. He was responsible for overseeing a huge land deal between his boss and Danny DaCosta, and if it fell through, there would be hell to pay. His train of thought was interrupted when he felt something hanging around his neck. He looked down. It was a small amulet tied to a loop of string. The old woman must have somehow slipped it onto him. She must really believe all that stuff about demons and evil spirits if she gave me this, he thought, and shivered slightly.
Sir, I got a note here saying I should drop you at the edge of the desert. Now, what in God's name are you going out there for?
I'm meeting with a client of mine.
A client? What kind of client you got wants to meet all the way out yonder? Now, you be careful now, you hear me? There's ghosts out there.
Richard was taken aback. So he believes it too? He thought. Not just some superstitious old woman. As they rode, the carriage drove faster, rattling over increasingly uneven roads. Richard gripped his seat, white-knuckled.
Hey, mister, would you mind slowing down a bit? If we lose a wheel, we're as good as dead.
But the driver paid no attention. He drove faster and faster, as though someone was chasing the carriage, drawing closer with every moment. The sun was low on the horizon, and the lantern at the front of the carriage barely illuminated the path ahead.
Driver, what's gotten into you? You'll kill the horses. You'll kill us.
We gotta reach the desert before midnight.
Why? What happens at midnight?
It's a full moon, didn't you hear? Once the clock strikes 12 on a full moon, anyone left outdoors don't live to see the morning.
When will we get there? Answer me!
Shh, oh, it's all right. Go on now. See, it ain't far now. The animals are getting skittish.
Why?
Why? We're in demon territory now, son. There are wolves out here, packs of them, and they're mighty hungry. Where are you going once I drop you off?
I'm going to Valle de Sombra.
What? Valle de Sombra? But you can't go there. You can't.
Why? What's going on? What are you all so afraid of?
Richard never got an answer from the driver, but he would soon find out what lurked in the desert waiting for him.